Hello, I am super excited. I went to Alabama a couple of days ago to pick up this Brother embroidery and sewing machine, and I wanted to take a look at it. My niece, she had it, but she was no longer using it, and it's actually brand new. She might have just went on there and sort of looked at it a little bit, but she hasn't used it at all. Like I said, I have one just like it, but hers is new. So I just wanted to take it out of the box, sort of take a look at it and see what adjustments I need to make before I start using it, as far as making patches or making letters or embroidery for the personal and customized throws that I make for people. But anyway, here we go. If you're not familiar with it, like I said, it's a SE625, and the reason why I love them, and I have a few different, I think all of my machines are Brother machine anyway, but I use them because you can do embroidery and you can do sewing, and it is touchscreen. So I'm gonna turn it on, and we'll take a look at it together and go from there. Okay, of course, like I said, if you're not familiar, if you watch let me put it over here before you hit OK, it makes that move. It's just getting it set up for embroidery. Put you close as possible. So I see that she has some red embroidery thread on here, and of course, if you're familiar, once again, or if you're not familiar, I guess I should say, there are two different threads that you use. There's one that is for embroidery, and the other one is actually for sewing. So what we're gonna do first, I guess, is I'm gonna do simple things. Actually, I just want to fill a bobbin, just see how it's running. She has a bobbin in there already, but since it's already threaded, or filled, I should say, then I wanted to do this one here. Show y'all. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, so what you do is I'm gonna put the red thread back up here, and it's really simple because it does a couple of different things. One thing it does is it has the actual numbers up top. So that makes it super easy. So it actually shows you how to thread it, which way to go to fill the bobbin, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. I already got it set up for it. Silver's not worth 2 cents, but on the bobbin, you go through the hole that's on the top, stick the thread from the bottom and go that way. And once you put it up top, what you want to do is push it over. Let me pull it back over to show you. It's showing red, so of course it doesn't change, but if you watch it, it'll change when it's ready. So then it lights up. And I hold the thread. If you don't hold the thread at the top to tighten it up, then of course what'll happen is it'll pretty much just spin and the thread won't go on there. So once it gets started, you can either clip it off or whatever. I'm gonna hold it for a second, and sometimes I'll clip it right off, and sometimes I'll just wait until I'm sewing with it. But anyway, let's go. Okay, just like that. That's what I do. And they actually have different speeds that you can use, and even with sewing, if you're a beginner and you want to get a feel of the machine or whatever, they actually have like a super slow that sort of just like walks the machine, or walk the needle, I guess I should say. And then they have the second speed, and of course I have it on the third, so it can go ahead on and fill the bobbin. Earlier when the pandemic was going on and we had big orders for face masks and stuff, I actually taught my husband and my daughters from scratch how to sew on the machine, because it's so simple. Like I said, it not only shows you the numbers, which way it needs to go, but it also pretty much give you all the information you need right here. You're able to go slow, starting out like I said before. Speed it up. Okay, we're done. You push it back over to the left. See the light turn red again. And then I usually just clip it Probably going to get some better scissors out the way things looking. And like I said, she already has one in here. And she actually has a white one. And I'm going to match it up to go with the red one that's up there. So it's pretty simple. It shows you a picture also of how the bobbin needs to set in there, which of course what you want to do is, I'm holding it like this here and pulling it. But then when I drop it in there, I go back to the left and go around like here, and it have a little blade that cuts it. But like I said, we just walking through this here. I'm not going step by step into things. So okay, so from here, we already did the filling of the bobbin. So this the next simple thing. Check this out. So then you go down. We see 3. You go up. There's 4, 5. Number 6 is right here where you go behind that little point there. But this here is the fun part that I love. If it's working right. You go right here, you pull it over, and here's 7, and it shows you up here also. And on the very side of it, right here, it has like a little a blade, so it cuts the. Oh, let me do that again. That didn't work out too well. Okay, so bam, I cut it off. So this is what should happen. The machine automatically thread through the needle, so if you got bad eyes or have a hard time seeing like me without my glasses and I still don't wear them, then of course this will work for you. So they have like a little lever on the side. I'm trying. There's the 8 where the blade, where the little cut knife or blade, I guess if you want to call it. But if you hit the 9, push it down, it should have actually threaded itself. Like I said, since I'm just getting it from her. Let me try it again and see what happens. Here we go. Push it down harder. Bam, it's in there. Simple, simple. That's why I said, like I said, I love it. Okay, so from that, I put this back on here, but a lot of times I can already tell you, for some reason the thread gets like tangled up a lot when you're doing embroidery, even a sewing. So sometimes I actually have to just, on my machine, I actually took this here off so that the thread wouldn't get hung up. I don't know if it's maybe, I'm not going to pretend I'm no expert on knowing what the problem is, but I will say I'm not sure if it's like the size of the thread that you're using or the spool of thread, I guess the size on, I'm not sure. But for some reason it does get hung up and it'll cause problems. So now what we're going to do is, I just go over a couple of things, but I actually have some embroidery that I do need to do. I'm going to show you a couple more things right quickly, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so if you look on the side here, this here's the, of course, the off and on switch. You know, then we have the plug down here for the outlet. And this here is where you can actually insert your flash drive. You can go on Etsy, go on Google or whatever, and you can look to find embroidery files that, just say for instance, you might be looking for a flying dog. I don't know. Go in there and you search it. You know, you can pay for it. You might even have some sites that give you some free things. So of course what you do, you would just go there, purchase it, then the file goes to your computer, and then you're able to use your flash drive and upload it or whatever to the flash drive from your computer, and then the flash drive actually goes in here. And if you're not familiar with a flash drive, let me show you what that is too. Okay, so here's my flash drive, and I already have some things preloaded, and sometime if I want to change out, I'll just go and erase some of this stuff, and I can either save it to my sewing machine or embroidery machine if I plan on using it for a while. But if not, so what you do is you stick it in here, see which way it goes first of all. Alrighty, it goes that way. Okay. And when you first go in, I hit that on accident, but when you first go in here, if you want to see, I'm going to show you what's on my flash drive. Let's see what I got here. And this here's actually some stuff that I got off of Etsy the other day. I've been asked to make a customized embroidery throw for a special teacher. So I went on there and I purchased the files, and of course, like I said, uploaded them to the flash drive. And now, as you can see, there on my machine. Let's do that again. So I go to my flash drive here, hit that button. It's the flash drive, and just depending on which one I want to select, we'll select the first one. So the first one, once you set it, it comes up here. You can see what it says. It's showing top of an apple, the bottom of the apple, but in between it says best teacher ever. So just, of course, just say for instance, if I was ready to do the embroidery, what I would do is, for me, I would need it for the larger size that it will go, and I would hit size, and then you can, if you want to make it smaller, you can. It gives you other options, of different options, I should say. But I would do this here because I wanted to go make sure it's as large as it can be. Then after that, I would hit OK. And simple as that, I would be ready to go. But like I said, I'm not going to really go into the whole details about the machine and everything or whatever. You know, I just wanted to look at mine and just give you a chance to look as well while I was going off. But anyway, so not ready to do the embroidery right away, so I'm going to go ahead on and sort of back out of it. Just say for instance, if you wanted to make a patch and different things, these here are called like borders. So the machine already have these preloaded or installed into the embroidery machine already. So just say for instance, if you wanted to select that one, you hit set. Like I said, depending on what your project is, you always want to just make it go as large as it can. Then you hit OK, you hit embroidery, and then what it does is, of course, if I had it set up, then bam, it'll go from there. But like I said, we're not going to do that on this video. I'm gonna back out and look for her second part. Got this fancy stuff down here, which is different stitches and stuff or whatever. They can only be used when I switch it over to the other part for the sewing. So I'm gonna look in the box. I don't want to do all that on video, so I'm gonna stop here, and when I grab it, I'll start it back. Okay.